Welcome to Game Devs Play Games, where we play games, talk game design, and today we are playing a game called Spectrum. Which is a very interesting game made by 3D Avenue, and they were so gracious as to send us a copy.
Thank you, 3D Avenue.
So we're going to play an episode, maybe more on the show. I think we're only going to do one, but if you guys want to see more, then just vote for it.
Yeah, vote for it at the end of this crazy video.
It's not too long, but I really like it for one reason in particular. I think they have exceptional level design. And most people might look at this game on Steam and be like, this just looks like another abstract platformer. And you're not totally wrong, right? Like, it's abstract, and it's sort of a platformer. But that's not really why you play this game. You play this game because it has there's a lot of ingenuity in the level design.
It's unique.
It's unique. The developer or developers did a lot of very intelligent things when it came to constructing the levels and keeping them really interesting and fresh, like at a constant basis. It never once did the levels feel redundant, which
That's nice.
That's really hard to achieve,
especially in a platformer-esque game.
Mm-hmm. And the whole goal of the game is to get to the end as quickly as you can, and you can see up at...
touch that?
Oh yeah, you can touch it.
Oh, okay, cool.
The things you cannot touch are a different color, usually. Like, see those blues in the background?
Yeah.
Once they come in the foreground, then they'll destroy us.
Yeah.
So this, for example, it'll hurt us and we'll lose an eye. And there are
interesting
darker blues that will insta-kill us. So for the colorblind...
there is no hope
Sometimes it's a little difficult. Right now it's easy because it's white or color, but some of the later levels involve more color for like the general scenery, and it's like, is this yellow or is this orange? I'm not really sure. So that was a new mechanic. So that was like a key and lock sort of situation.
Cool. Get that. You got it.
I don't think you need, you don't need to get all the little white orby things in order to progress. But it's one of those things that's like, if you're going for the achievement hunting kind of style of gameplay, you get all the...
Get them all.
You get all the glowy things.
You get all the glowy things.
And you also go as fast as you can.
That? Oh, okay.
So now we hit that thing, and now it's changing the level. Is it up there? Oh, maybe it's not happening here. So the other cool thing about this game is there's a hard mode version of every level.
Oh.
And they call it the Dark World, which is kind of fun.
Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm. But basically, like, after you play through the whole game, you can play through it again in much, much more difficult setting.
Had a very hard setting. Good luck. You have to run.
Which I did a little bit of that. I played through all of the like normal mode campaign.
Yeah.
Just because I had fun with it, honestly.
Cool, man.
Oh, you also get more health when you pick up the white glowy bits. So I think that block will insta-kill me. I think it's a darker blue. I don't know. I can't see color very well.
Yeah, it's darker. Or it's more vibrant, I guess, is the better way to put that.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. It's not necessarily darker. It's just like...
Oh.
What did I touch? That's blue.
Yeah.
See, but I can see blue. I should be able to see blue anyway.
I'm blue. If I was green, I would die.
Who let you on this show?
You did.
That's true. So and that's the basic principle of this game.
Oh, that's cool. All right, I like the art assets in this game, man. They're fun.
Yeah, even though I'm not usually a fan of abstract art, I think they do a pretty good job at making like abstract, textureless 3D assets actually have a lot of character.
Yeah, it's cool looking.
It's crazy too, because in a way it actually kind of reads as two-dimensional.
It almost gives me a space vibe, you know? Mm-hmm. It feels intergalactic.
I love this.
That's it.
Because when you're in the center, it doesn't feel like it's moving very fast.
Yeah.
And literally, it never changes speed. It just gets more difficult because you're moving toward the outer part of the circle.
Oh, that's cool.
Right?
That's clever.
And so, since I was saying, like, the levels change up the more you play it, and, like, it always is fresh. So there are some recurring mechanics. Like, right now they're teaching us this challenge, right? Like, you gotta move quickly, otherwise you get hit by the wall and you insta-die. They do reuse mechanics or challenges like this, and then they kind of, like, freshen it up in a new way.
That's cool.
And then start combining different things.
It's a good way to use the tools that you've learned to your advantage.
And I think the thing that I like about it too is it's intelligent from a game development standpoint, because literally that challenge, the only thing new that it needed was an animation of moving that giant asset from left to right. But other than that, it utilized all of the existing mechanics that we've seen thus far. So it's minimal work for interesting levels. And I think that's why, like, at the end of the day, I think this game is worth showing on our show.
Yeah.
Because even if this game isn't your cup of tea, you should pick this game up if you want to learn a thing or two about level design, because it's just
cool.
It's smart.
It's inventive.
It's using a lot for you with just like...
Oh, now it's purple.
With like a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, so it changes colors as you kind of progress.
I can see how that makes it a little more challenging on the colorblind.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that if you have difficulty with a certain set of colors, it's like, well, only the hard levels are the red and green ones.
Yeah, right. Now, I wonder if there's a way to fix it so people who do have colorblind issues can play this game effectively.
I don't know if they have that. I mean, the simple solution would be to use
a pattern or something.
Yeah, patterns or symbols. I mean, colorblind people can still see tone.
Right.
Or value, so you can see light or dark. And this is a good case where, like, the things that are going to damage me once are lighter, and the things that will insta-kill me
are
darker. And, like, even if I couldn't see any amount of purple and I only saw shades of gray, I would still be able to see what would be more dangerous.
So cool looking.
Right? That's what I like about the platforming. Platforming, I say with quotes, because it's not really platforming.
Like, I get why people would refer to it as one.
It's, in a weird way, it's kind of like Flappy Bird physics, and I don't really want to compare this game to Flappy Bird because
it's Flappy Bird.
But it's that kind of motion, and it's difficult to control, but that's also what makes the platforming, I think, more interesting.
Absolutely.
I think the one thing that I'm curious about is why they decided to have gravity at all.
You know, I mean, maybe just to keep it challenging?
I think it certainly gives it a different feeling of physics. I feel like you'd see a lot of games like this, and it would just be like tap A to go up and tap B to go down.
Right, but
and there'd be no gravity.
Continuously tapping, it gives a struggle, you know?
I think
Oh, okay.
And now it's like, I'm gonna go down and kill you. But we go down faster than we go up, so...
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
We're dogs.
What?
Bow wow.
Is that like a joke about putting dogs down?
No, oh my god, no.
That's what I took away from that.
Oh, god, no. I mean, I hope not. I'm sorry if it was perceived that way. I'll just stop talking now.
All right, this is now the Chris show.
Oh man. Oh, you didn't see that purple.
I was doing so well. I'm not doing as well as I did in my cluster truck playthrough.
You're truly the cluster truck master.
I wish. I like
Mr. Crepe or whatever his name is. Crepe is the friggin'.
Wow, that actually is harder than I expected that to be. I feel like it's one of those things. A lot of the level design is like you just got to go for it. You can't really dawdle.
Backtrack. No, and look, yeah, you see, you did it. You did it.
Yeah, I hesitate, I die.
Yeah, exactly. I like games like that though, because it makes you want to take action instead of be passive.
Absolutely. So, how do you feel about the damage system? I feel like most games like this, it's usually an all or nothing thing, so if I touched any color, I would just die.
Yes.
The fact that it decided to have health is very merciful of the developer.
Yeah, in theory, I think it gives you the opportunity to make more challenges, because in theory, you have multiple lives to get through it.
That's true, and in a way, it allows you to make things a little bit more challenging or even more chaotic.
It's not as unforgiving, yeah.
But that said, too, it does make some things that would normally be challenging kind of not challenging at all, especially because each of these little, like, white glowy orbs give us health.
True.
And so
I think maybe if they had less of the glowy orbs then, just to kind of make it feel like there was more of a challenge to it.
Or even if the glowy orbs didn't give you health. I wouldn't be opposed to that.
That's fair. I think I agree with you on that.
So this is another iteration of the,
Yeah.
But now it's combining that with the,
whoa.
ventilation stuff.
That's cool.
Right? I feel like this game is just smart.
It is. It really is. And it's just, it's so well put together, you know? Like, everything gels really well at the game.
Mm-hmm. I do like, too, how, even though it's abstract, like, I like that they kind of, well, there goes that thing. They give everything that, like, a blocking texture.
Yeah.
They sort of give it texture with the shapes.
Yes.
And, like, they could have just totally made everything one solid object.
Just yeah, exactly. It would have been so uninteresting. And with this, you have something that has more character to it.
Yeah, it gives it a little dimension.
Exactly. Ooh. Nice. Nicely done.
Bam.
Nicely done.
Yeah.
I think the main character, he's adorable, or she's adorable. I think it's pretty cute.
It's adorable. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Oh.
Psh. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Psh,
I was
my
like,
ass.
Psh, I got this. Nope. Got this.
You got this time. You got that time.
Yeah, buddy.
Barely, but you got it. You got it. Yeah, wait.
I guess I could have made it.
You probably could have, but you didn't. Oh my God! Go! 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 Go!
No.
Go! 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 Make it more challenging. You have to.
It's Mega Man 2 all over again. It's Mega Man 2 all over again.
There you go.
Bam.
You got through it.
I got through.
You did it.
So they also tell you, they kind of give you like a par time after you beat a level.
Yeah, I see that. That's pretty cool. Now, if you reach that time, would you get anything for that?
I don't think so. I mean, I think it's part of like...
Or is it just their way of saying, this is the normal time, you know, that it took people to get it generally?
Well, in the...
You are failing. Oh.
If you look in the upper right corner of the screen, it gives me like a little 3-bar meter.
Yep.
And I think that's... maybe that's my health.
That's your health.
There's some indication somewhere, I thought, that tells you... that tells you if you're doing like the perfect score or not. I could be crazy. I know it said that in the help text, but...
Whoa, that's cool.
So I guess then, going back to our talk about like the game being very forgiving, I feel like a lot of games like this kind of get their draw for being impossible. Like the Impossible game is a good example of that.
Right. I love the Impossible game.
I've never actually played it, but I've seen a lot of people playing it.
I used to play that game way too much.
But like, it's popular on YouTube, right? Like you see a lot of people that play just absurdly difficult games and like, you know, throwing conniptions and freaking out, and people love watching it because, you know, you get large reactions out of it.
Exactly.
So do you think that this game would be better off if it were more punishing?
I don't think so, because I don't think the yeah, right, as you die. Wow. No, I don't actually believe that. I think that a game like this works better getting through it, because I feel like the point, like with Impossible game, there isn't much variety outside of what the levels do, you know? There's not all this wonderful world to look at. Where they've taken the time, 3D Avenue took the time to make this beautiful world. If they didn't care about that, they're more about making an Impossible game, I feel like they would have just, you know, made things more two-dimensional and just kind of churned something out that'd be difficult.
And I feel like that gives a better player experience overall.
Yes, I agree. I think that's what they're looking for. I think they're looking for something that's challenging, but there's still something rewarding about it.
To me, it's like they're sacrificing that like benefit from the marketing angle, because getting YouTubers to play your game nowadays is a pretty I was right there. It's a pretty legit strategy.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But I think it's kind of respectful that they decided to offer a better player experience rather than try to make some marketing gimmick.
Exactly. I think in the long run they'll keep the longevity of this game going.
Mm-hmm. And then, no offense to like people that do make those really difficult games. I guess I called it a gimmick, but it's an audience all in itself, right? Like super difficult games and and the players that enjoy those. But oftentimes the trouble with those is that they tend to read as unpolished and just like difficult for the sake of being difficult, or difficult because they didn't know how to make the game balanced.
Whoa.
I love these are probably my favorite levels because
I see why.
It utilizes the 3D space in a way that, like, when this first happened to me, I was like, oh my god, I did not expect this. I did not anticipate this. I'm in a panic.
Oh, dude.
But I love it. I think this is such a creative use of the game's aesthetic.
Yeah. So we're a little past time, but we can definitely keep going for a minute here.
Yeah.
This is a cool game. Like, that's such a clever use of the space. Your foreground, your background, it's all happening so fast you don't know what's kind of coming where until it's there.
Yeah, and it's for that reason too that I'm disappointed that, like, when most people see the game, they're like, this looks fun, but I don't know if I would spend money on it. Like, oh no. It's like, you just got to give the game a shot.
Yeah, absolutely. And this game deserves a chance to shine, man. Like, look at this. There's a lot of heart put into this game.
Absolutely. Yeah, just because a game is abstract doesn't mean it's going to be bad or you know, I don't know, missing something important.
Right.
Man, I'm really bad at getting that quick climb. Oh, I know why I'm failing, because I'm spamming it. I forgot that if you hold the button longer, you jump up further.
Oh,
they tell you that too in the tutorial, and I just... It's been about like 3 weeks since I played this game. So
right, so you're just like, oh yeah, I'm getting back into it. I mean, you know, despite that being the case, you're still doing pretty well.
It becomes it becomes pretty important later on. I guess this is world 3 out of 4. I think there are 4 worlds, but as soon as you start doing the dark world stuff, it's like, you gotta be good.
Oh shit! Nicely done. Oh no! Yes! Oh, you were so close to the end.
Wait,
pause you on accident.
You did pause it. I was like, how did that?
Whoa, what's going on?
Well, I think we could call it after I beat this level.
Yeah, absolutely. You can do it.
This is the winner.
I just love the Pac-Man look.
Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy!
Oh shit! Oh yes! Yeah! I'd laugh if it just passes you up. You have to go through all of it.
I was so worried about that the first time. I was like,
you're like, no. So we want to talk about this game, man. We should. What's our question of the day?
Question of the day, I'd say, what challenge would you create for one of the worlds?
Yeah.
So, or even just like one of the levels, right? Because
right?
I guess the worlds tend to offer like a global mechanic that kind of repeats.
And then like every level has like a specific challenge.
So I guess what world challenge mechanic would you create if you had a chance to make a world 5 for this?
Yeah. So yeah, guys, please, if you enjoyed the video, give us a like, hit that share button, subscribe if you haven't yet, because we do this for you guys. We love making these videos.
And check out Spectrum.
Yes.
Honestly, it's
such a cool game.
Especially if you're a game designer or a game developer and you want to. Maybe you are already a level design master, right? But if you're on that journey, I recommend this game. Check it out, learn a bit of level design from it, because we didn't even play through the full thing. This is a third of the game if you're including the Dark World stuff, and the Dark World changes everything. So,
nice. Yeah, guys, thank you. If you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure to vote for the next thing.
And then we will see you in the next series.
We will. Goodbye, guys.
Bye, everyone.